We all know that person, the one who always has to be right, the one who has to have the last word in every conversation, and whose ego is so big it could probably be seen from space. It's easy to let these people get under your skin and ruin your day. While it's tempting to stoop to their level and give them a piece of your mind, that's usually not the best course of action. So what do you do when you encounter an arrogant person? Here are 7 ways how Sigma males deal with them. 1. They don't rise to the bait. Arrogant people love nothing more than getting a reaction out of you. They take pleasure in pushing your buttons and getting a rise out of you. Sigma males know this and refuse to give the satisfaction. They keep their cool and don't let the arrogant person get to them. While it's easier said than done, it's important to remember that the only person losing in this situation is you. Yes, it might be satisfying to put the arrogant person in their place, but in the long run, you're only going to end up feeling worse. When someone is trying to bait you, the best thing you can do is walk away. Don't engage in their games and don't let them ruin your day. Of course, this isn't always possible, especially if the arrogant person is someone you have to see on a regular basis. In these cases, you'll just have to do your best to rise above it. 2. They disengage and create space with the person. The best way to deal with an arrogant person is to not deal with them at all. Sigma males distance themselves from the person as much as possible. If they're a coworker, Sigmas try to avoid them as much as they can. If they're a friend, they stop hanging out with them. It's important to create as much space between you and the arrogant person as possible. Keep it locked to business as much as you can. This will make it harder for them to target you, and it will also give you some much-needed breathing room. This method is so effective because it takes away the arrogant person's power. They need your attention and validation in order to feel good about themselves. When you take that away, they're left floundering. This method might not be possible in every situation, but it's definitely worth a try. 3. They make sure their self-confidence is untouched. Self-confidence is the most effective weapon against an arrogant individual. Self-esteem is how you can ignore their minor attacks or bids to belittle you. If there are people who know you to be a confident and secure individual, they will not accept it if someone lies behind your back, attempting to spread rumors about you with mutual friends. This is effective because it's a form of social proof. When other people vouch for you, it's harder for the arrogant person to make headway. This method works especially well if the arrogant person is someone you see on a regular basis, like a coworker or classmate. The way Sigma men deal with arrogant people is by shrugging them off. Their self-confidence is unshakable, so the arrogant person's attempts to bring them down are useless. They know their worth and refuse to let anyone else tell them otherwise. 4. They cultivate diplomacy and tolerance. It can be difficult to remain calm and level-headed when dealing with an arrogant person. They have a way of pushing all of your buttons and making you angry. Sigma males know this, so they make sure to cultivate diplomacy and tolerance. They always try to see both sides of the story and are never quick to judge. This doesn't mean they're doormats who let everyone walk all over them. They just know it's important to see things from different perspectives and always be respectful, even when the other person isn't. This way, they're always able to stay in control of the situation, and they never stoop to the other person's level. This will most likely throw the individual off their game since they are looking for a certain reaction from you. If you respond with bitterness and anger, you'll generally see a show of pretended offense or wounded feelings. They might utilize your fury as a means to portray themselves as the victim in order to preserve their image. Responding politely robs them of their power. You'll need to keep a cool demeanor, if not friendly. After that, you start asking questions and seeking information about the situation. 5. They restrict the information they share with the person. Sigma males understand that information is power. They also know that an arrogant person will use any information they have against them. That's why they're very careful about what they share with the person. They only give them the bare minimum and make sure to keep anything important to themselves. This method is effective because it makes it difficult for the arrogant person to find dirt on you. They might be able to dig up a few things, but they won't be able to use anything against you if you're careful about what you share. This method also makes keeping your cool around the person easier because you don't have to worry about them using your words against you. When you have nothing to hide, you can relax and be yourself. 6. They change the subject of the conversation. An arrogant person will frequently try to control a discussion in order to reinforce their own reality. Sigma males shift the discussion to a new topic at a natural conclusion. This will frequently disrupt the self-important individual's rhythm and provide room to limit their influence on the conversation. Another tactic Sigma men use is to reframe the discussion in a way that allows you to take control. This will put the arrogant person on the defensive and allow you to set the tone for the conversation. Don't be shocked if they bring up new stuff and tell stories or anecdotes about it. They'll just make things up to keep themselves in the spotlight or make themselves look good. You can use this to your advantage by changing the subject of the conversation whenever they start to monopolize it. 7. They are genuine and execute their boundaries. At times, no matter how polite and guarded you are, you must be forthcoming in order to establish and enforce your limits. When a Sigma male is prepared to deal with a conflict, he might simply inform them that he believes they are acting arrogant, and he doesn't appreciate it. Lying or manipulating others can have consequences later on if the individual turns out to be a liar or deceiver. They will undoubtedly see the Sigma as an enemy, and may avoid or work against him to achieve their goals. The most difficult aspect is working against Sigma. They may persuade their friends or management that he isn't carrying his weight if he works together. The Sigma man might never know they've been whispering against him until it smacks him right in the face. An arrogant individual in Sigma's circle of friends or family can do the same damage if their friends and family decide to take their side. So the Sigma man needs to pick his battles carefully. Dealing with an arrogant person can be challenging, but it's definitely possible. Sigma males have a few tricks up their sleeves that they can use to keep an arrogant person in check. By using these methods, they can take away the arrogant person's power and keep them from disrupting their peace of mind.